VAR. It has often been the talk of the football world, mainly for its controversies rather than its help to the game. However, as we move into year 3 of it being implemented across Europe's top leagues and UEFA competitions, it's starting to be a lot more streamlined and becoming to be an asset towards the game. Last season in the English Premier League, fans, players and pundits were starting to get fed up of it. Due to referees being encouraged to use pitchside monitors more, assistant referees being told to keep their flags down on tight offside calls, and monitoring goalkeepers when it comes to penalties to make sure their foot is not off the line. Fans claimed that VAR was ruining the game. However, in the summer they have now made changes to it, with officials now being told not to penalise trivial things. This now has the game running a lot better, and players do not have to worry about having their shoelace offside and their goal getting chopped as a result of it. One country that hasn't implemented VAR is Scotland, but with constant controversies with referees' decisions after every weekend, this could be set to change and Scotland could implement VAR. The Scottish FA and the Scottish Professional Football League have announced that they are having a meeting on October the 8th at a view of implementing VAR into the Scottish Premiership and the latter rounds of the Cup competitions. Howard Webb is set to carry out the presentation to 12 representatives of the Premiership clubs. Although VAR has not been used domestically, Scotland has seen it being used. In Euro 2020, it was used throughout Scotland's 3 matches in the group stage, and was also instrumental in the national team defeating Austria last month after the referee initially missed a foul on Shay Adams inside the penalty box. Rangers and Celtic have also been used to it whilst taking part in the Europa League, and has been more of a positive for the old firm rather than a negative. The Scottish Senior Referees Association are in favour of the implementation, as their referees could be prohibited from reffing European matches if they don't work in a league that uses the technology week in and week out. SFA Chief Executive Ian Maxwell said, VAR has been under discussion by the Scottish FA's Professional Game Board since its introduction into the laws of the game in 2018. Scottish football took the view that it would be preferable to see the technology be refined, overcome inevitable teething problems, and naturally become more cost effective. VAR is here to stay, and in a short period its implementation has advanced significantly, whilst its setup and maintenance costs have also reduced. We are now at the point when we need to discuss and ideally agree on its introduction into Scottish football. The Scottish FA believes it's necessary for the evolution of our domestic game to provide additional support to our match officials and also to maximise their potential on the domestic, European and international stages. SPFL Chief Executive Neil Doncaster added, given the costs involved and the potential effect on the natural flow of the game, it was always a sensible decision to monitor the introduction of VAR in other competitions before considering its implementation to the Scottish Premiership. Now that there has been a meaningful bedding in period in several leagues, now it's a good time to look again at the benefits of the technology. We are keen to hear the view of the clubs, officials and fans and look forward to discussions over the next few months. As I stated earlier in the video, the meeting will go ahead on October 8th, and if Scottish football does decide to implement it, then it could be in the Premiership as soon as next season. Okay guys, just before we wrap up today's video, I just wanted to give you my thoughts and opinions on the implementation of VAR in Scottish football. And to put it short, I am for VAR being implemented into Scottish football. Mainly because after a weekend's fixtures, I log on to Twitter, and whether it's a Hearts game, Hibs game, Celtic game, Rangers game, Motherwell game, Dundee game, Hamilton game, Arbroath game, there's always fans discussing referees' decisions. There always seems to be a mistake in each and every other game, and personally over the last few years I do think Scottish football's refereeing has been pretty poor, and there has been wild decisions made, and I've been fairly vocal about it. I don't think the Scottish referees are that great, and I do think they need the technology now to help them, and VAR should be implemented. I only want to see VAR being used for clear and obvious mistakes, like they were doing in Euro 2020. Euro 2020, the game flowed perfectly and they weren't, getting rulers out and stuff like that. It was just for clear and obvious mistakes, and VAR would only really intervene about once every match, or maybe just to check the goal, and that is it. and they wouldn't ruin the match. So if VAR is implemented like that, then I am all for it. I know it's a bit of a 50-50 discussion in terms of implementing VAR, but are you for it in the Scottish game? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Scottish football content, and I'll see you in the next video.